Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this e-commerce and digital marketing mentoring program for MSMEs and freelancers. My name is Janette Toral of digitalfilipino.com. And for today, we're going to talk about e-commerce policies that covers your data privacy policy, terms and conditions, and returns and refunds condition. So um, I'm curious, do all of you have websites already? If you have a website, you can type your website right now. Now, more often than not, when people ask us about putting up a business online, they ask if there are special registration requirements for DTI. So typically, our answer there would be just follow the normal procedure when registering your business. And when in doubt as to what your requirements are, you can always go to the website knowyourtaxes.ph, and more or less that will give you a checklist already of what you need to comply with, including how to pay your taxes. But typically, in operating an e-commerce business, actually there are rules to follow, as there are existing regulations that more or less govern it, including the data privacy law, consumer protection law, and the consumer protection guidelines for e-commerce. The data privacy law is before the creation of the National Privacy Commission, it was first looked at by DTI, but now with the Data Privacy Commission, they are now in charge of that, or the National Privacy Commission. And then the Consumer Protection Regulation, including consumer protection and e-commerce, are governed by the Department of Trade and Industry. So there are rules that you need to follow, and the primary rule is to have fair and reasonable business practice in your online business. Whether you are selling products or services, make sure that whatever products that you are selling, they are meeting quality and safety guidelines, and they are authorized to be marketed in the Philippines. I don't know if you got a chance to watch the news last night, but one of the popular beauty service provider got raided, no, by the Food and Drug Administration for selling cosmetics and skincare products that does not have FDA approval. And for me, that's a challenge for a lot of MSMEs, because a lot of MSMEs, as hobbyists, they started making soaps at home, di ba? And then they start packaging it, and then, uy, gawa ko to, I hope you can patronize by buying it from me. And of course, us being supportive of our friends, do that. However, if you're gonna market something, maybe sa una hindi ka muna papansinin, no? Pero the moment you become a popular brand, or the moment it's pricey, or the moment it's sold on a bigger scale, then certain expectations are met. Although nung nakita ko nga yung raid sa isang beauty establishment sa news last night, ang inisip ko, naku, lahat ng dermatologist mapapahamak. Kasi di ba, when you go to your derma nowadays, binibentahan kanila ng mga cream na ipapahid sa mukha mo na wala naman tatak, di ba? Nakalagay lang siya sa isang white plastic container, and then they ask you that, okay, you need to pahid this on your face and use this to wash your face, among others. And they don't exactly have brands, or maybe the sticker posted there is the sticker of the clinic. But these are examples of products that we buy because we trust the seller. However, if you're gonna comply with the legal requirements, hindi siya pwede dapat i-market, kasi kailangan meron siyang necessary permits or licenses, including your FDA approval, especially if it's food and cosmetics. Another thing that you have to think about is your product tagline and campaign pitch. Who creates your product tagline and campaign pitch? For those of you who are selling online right now, may I know what's your product tagline or campaign pitch? Ano yung product tagline nyo? For those of you who are into Facebook advertising, if you will run an ad that will use an image like this, more or less your ad will not be approved, because ang tawag natin sa mga ads na gumagamit ng mga ganitong images are aspirational, pero hindi necessarily truthful siya. Kaya kung tutusin, yung mga nagmamarket ng mga weight loss products, kapag gumagamit ng mga stock photos of women or men who have improved their physique or who have lost weight, usually they are not allowed, because they are not an accurate representation of what the product benefits are, or it can be a misleading uh, product pitch, no? Another thing then na we're very sensitive about at covered siya ng regulations are superlative claims. For example, if you're selling a weight loss product and you tag it as the number one weight loss product, ano yan, pwedeng i-complain yan kasi kailangan mag-produce ka ng proof na merong third-party study that was done over a period of time and showing who were covered by the study, who did the study, who should be disinterested or doesn't have a stake on any of these products. Para masabi mo authoritative yung claim na yon. Although there's nothing stopping us from doing our own studies and do our own rankings, but the moment you're found out na parang you're a party or a part owner of any of the establishments that are being studied, it corrupts the study. It challenges the credibility of the study. So that is why we have to be very careful of running campaigns that have how do you call that, pitches that are untrue or inaccurate. And that applies whether you are an individual, like proclaiming yourself as number one or the best, and to products proclaiming themselves to be number one or the best or promising a certain benefit, like in this case, like a guaranteed weight loss. No? So we are also reminded to refrain from engaging in any false, deceptive, and misleading advertisement. Some time ago, one of my online friends na nanghingi rin ng tulong sa akin kung anong gagawin niya, si Abby, nag-complain siya before kasi parang nag-Cohen diet kasi siya, so she lost a lot of weight. And then, nagulat na lang siya, one day, merong isang post sa Instagram, saka sa Facebook, and may mga websites pa, who have used her photo as parang, as the packaging it, na parang, kunwari, ginamit ni Abby yung product nila, kaya nag-loss siya ng weight. When actually, hindi naman talaga niya ginamit yung product. And then, what she found out, nakuha yung photo niya through an article that was published in ABS-CBN yata, no, na website, na itong article na to, actually, parang sponsored article. Hindi ko na kung sponsored article siya, pero more or less, the pictures were provided by the parang yung group na yon na nagpo-promote ng Cohen diet, no? And kaya umanga siya kasi nagbigay siya ng pictures niya kasi nga dahil very proud siya dun sa naging transformation niya. Kaya she was very disappointed na yung pictures niya were suddenly being used by a lot of weight loss firms. And parang pinapalabas na siya yung na ginamit niya yung mga products nila kaya sila nag-weight loss. No? So, kaya tayo, kung halimbawa meron tayong kinikerry na product or we're being asked to sell them online and all of a sudden these people started telling us na, oh, use this photo. Kapos ikaw naman dahil, uy, okay na case study to, ipopromote mo. Kapos bigla magugulat ka pala, yung picture dun sa photo na yon, yung may-ari ng photo, hindi naman pala talaga siya user ng product. So, na-misuse yung kanyang information at nagamit siya for marketing. So, be very, very careful about that. Kaya yung nangyari dun sa case ni Abby when nung nag-ano-ano kami, nag-discuss ko anong gagawin, nandun yung pagko-complain dun sa website, pagko-complain dun sa web hosting kasi gumagamit siya ng mga unauthorized images, among other things. At saka talagang kailangan kung saan originally na-publish yung photo, like nung na-publish siya sa news, pina-take down na yung photo. Kasi at the end of the day, doon nagsimula yung abuse doon sa paggamit ng photo niya. Okay? Another thing that is required by the Department of Trade and Industry is that you need to disclose information about your business identity. Although, may konting leeway dito kasi maraming nagmi-misrepresent ng information about businesses online, di ba? Like maraming nagmamarketing dyan, they flaunt their DTI or SEC registration numbers. Hindi mo alam kung edited ba yon o kaya original siya pero mini-misuse siya ng ibang tao, no? Kaya ang ginagawa na lang ngayon ng karamihan ng mga business is that they just proclaim na DTI, BIR, SEC registered sila or may business permit sila na if needed, ipoprovide nila para wag lang ma-misuse yung kanilang information. Kasi the moment the number is there, pwede na ma-misuse yung information. However, Ideally, there should be some element of transparency, like who's running the business. And usually we include this in our About Us sections, no? We include the address of the business, the contact information, and the representative agent for summons. There are two representative agents. The first representative agent is any complaints that may arise from consumer transactions or for whatever product you're selling online. Like halimbawa, may mag-complain na nagbebenta ka raw ng fake. Yung isa sa mga produkto mo, ano raw yan, peke daw yan. O kaya may nagko-complain na yun, nagkaroon ka ng misuse ng photo. Or meron kang buyer na nag-complain sa DTI at kailangan kang kontakin sa DTI. O may nag-complain na yung product mo hindi raw registered sa FDA, no? O kaya the BIR wanted to contact you for whatever reason. So, meron tayong tinatawag na representative agent. Representative agent is ideal if you are the business owner and you don't want to be contacted directly. Kasi kapag wala kang representative agent, automatic kung sino yung business owner, siya ang kukontakin. No? Kung sino yung nakaregister sa system, siya ang kukontakin. Pero if you declare beforehand on your website as to who is your representative agent, then it's like telling people na, hey, if there are concerns, you contact this agent. Another law that has a specific requirement that you must have a contact person is the National Privacy Commission with the data privacy law. In the data privacy law and under the guidelines of the National Privacy Commission, you must have a data protection officer. So the data protection officer is the person that can be contacted for any data privacy disputes, no, including bakit yung information, paano nyo nakuha information ko, why is the information that I shared to you got shared to another website, o kaya I already unsubscribed from your mailing list, why do you keep on emailing me, or how come I got declined for a loan, no, what information do you have about me that influence you in declining my loan, no? So among like these things, kaya kailangan meron din tayo tinatawag na representative na agent for sa mga data privacy related complaints. So when selling your products or services online, one of the things that you have to think about is, do you provide complete information about your product or service? I remember in one of my e-commerce classes, meron ako estudyante na sinasabi niya na baka hindi na ako kailangan magsalita ng description. Di ba picture lang okay na? Sa Instagram nga, puro picture lang yung nilalagay ng mga tao doon, nakakabenta na. Actually, that's true, no? Sometimes your pictures can speak for themselves na kung okay ba siya o hindi. Yung nga na kung ipa-follow mo yon, talagang pwede ka rin mapahamak, no? Like for example, I was from the airport recently, nung kagaling ko lang ng Bacolod. So, nag-decide ako, nakakain na ako ng breakfast before going home. Then, daan ako ng Burger King sa NAIA 3. And of course, pag nakita mo yung breakfast niya, no, meron siya ng bacon and spam. Yung bacon niya talagang lapad-lapad, no? Pero nung in-order mo na, dumating na sa'yo, curly na yung bacon. Tapos yung spam, imbis na parang red, na may pagka-red ang kulay or brown, na darker brown, parang pale brown yung kulay niya. Siguro parang microwave na lang. O kaya lightly, how do you call it? Lightly steered lang siya or microwave, kaya ganun yung kulay niya. Pero ganun nga eh. Yung mga ganun, pwede ka mag-complain kasi sabihin mo, iba yung nakalagay sa picture, iba yung actual na sinerve mo sa akin. No? Kaya napaka-importante na kino-complete natin yung information, including kung is it possible na pwede magkaroon ng inaccuracy from what is in the photo compared to what gets delivered. Parang I have another student, nag-complain siya kasi meron daw siyang binili sa deal site na hikaw na parang may stones na parang, ano yan, parang diamond yung itsura niya. And nung picture sa website, parang ang laki-laki niya. And then, nung dumating na sa kanya yung earrings, ang liit lang ng earrings. So, parang feeling niya, na-misled siya. Kasi sabi ko, baka naman nakalagay yung diameter. Kaya lang, kung hindi ka marunong mag-measure, pwede ka talaga ma-confuse. Kaya kailangan, minsan, pinapakita natin more or less yung Hindi pwedeng naka-close up lang yung picture. Kailangan pakita mo kung anong itsura niya as worn para ma-avoid yung misunderstanding on what the product is all about. So, what are the things that must be present in so far as when we talk about complete information? Remember that whatever products or services you are selling, it must be fair, it must be accurate, and it must be clear. If you remember, yung palagi kong ginagamit na case study, yung aming certified e-commerce entrepreneur program, mahaba-haba ang description niya. Kaya lang kasi we want to follow the principle na it has to be fair, it has to be accurate, it has to be clear. Although, pwede nga sabihin na too much information, pero ayoko nga ma-experience yung na-experience ko in the previous year when one of my students said na kung nalaman niya lang daw na ganun pala siya kahirap, baka hindi raw siya nag-enroll. So parang ayoko ng ganun kasi parang feeling ko, ano yun, parang na-deceive ba kita? Did I give you the impression na madali lang siya? Tapos pagpasok mo, mahirap pala siya. No? So now I have to be very specific on what are the expectations. Kung mahirapan siya, ayaw niya mag-enroll, okay lang sa akin. Ayoko rin siya maging estudyante. Kasi ayoko na magkaroon ng estudyante na pang numbers lang. Mas after ako dun sa ilan na nakakatapos at nakukomplete yung requirements rather than number of sign-ups. Ayoko rin na magkaroon ng mataas na number na certified, pero certified lang sa pagpe-present ng plan rather than be certified because of the output, meeting the outputs or targets required, di ba? You have to enable your consumers to make an informed decision, including the various conditions. Now, normally, kapag MSME ka at nag-iisip ka kung ano ba dapat ang itsura ng conditions mo, an often normal practice is you look at the terms and conditions, policies of websites that are similar to you, and then magche-check ka kung align pareho tapos ite-tailor mo na lang siya according to your requirements. So an example of that would be generic terms and conditions. Like for example, merong mga websites na pwede kang mag-download ng terms and conditions na templates, no? So like here, tingnan natin itong terms and conditions na template niya. Ito, Google Doc na. Yung Google Doc na ang i-access natin. So, gaya nito, merong generic terms and conditions na template. So, I'm gonna share it to you through chat. And i-walk through natin siya, no? Para makita nyo kung ano nakalagay. So, dito nakalagay yung kanyang, ano yung website niya, purchases, no? So, yan yung pagsusupply ng information, if subscription, content, like if you have links to other website, parang disclaimer mo na hindi mo sila ine-endorse kasi baka mamaya ma-virus sila dun sa website na nilink mo, tapos sabihin nila liable ka. And any changes that must be further derived, no? So this is another template. Ito medyo mas maganda-ganda yung pagkakagawa nito. Normally sa mga classes ko, nagbibigay na ako ng ready-made na template, tapos minomodify na lang nila. No? Kasi more or less generic naman. Yan. Ito, meron pang claims ng intellectual property rights, you asserting ownership on your intellectual property. Yung nga lang, medyo mahirap to kapag yung binibenta mo ay produkto na iba. Kaya maglalagay ka rin na, ano yun, proper IP yun ng mga ibang, ng may-ari ng mga respective products sila. And whatever you are expressly and restricted to do, telling your users who visit your websites what are the things that they cannot do on your website. No, publish any website material in any media, selling, sub-licensing, commercializing any website material, publicly performing or showing any website material. Yan, yung mga kung ano yung mga gusto mong i-restrict, ini-indicate mo siya dito, no? Using this website in any way that impacts users' access to this website, among others. Pati na rin yung content, no? Kung ano yung mga content na hindi mo ina-allow na gamitin. Okay? Warranties, limitations of liability, okay? Variation, pwedeng magkaroon ng variation ng terms, no? So lahat 'to ini-indicate natin. So, anything that will allow us to be covered para wag tayo maging liable sa mga consequences na hindi natin alam na maaaring mag-result to. This is especially true if you are sharing mga financial information, investment information, health information, nag-share ka ng mga products tungkol sa makeup, tungkol sa pabango, tungkol sa vitamins, among others. So, the moment nag-feature ka ng mga products and services sa website mo, whether you talk about it or one way or another, implying endorsement, like giving a review, among others, kailangan may terms and conditions ka na clearly stating na kung may information ako sa website mo na ginamit mo at hindi nag favor to what you're doing, hindi ako liable sa kanya. Although supposedly caveat emptor naman 'yan, 'di ba? Did I pronounce that correctly? Parang at the end of the day, may isip naman yung mga pumupunta sa website natin at pwede naman sila to make a decision of their own. However, for legal liability protection purposes, mas ina-articulate natin siya para mas clear yung pag-emphasize natin of non-liability in case na ma-misuse o mag-result to certain problems yung paggamit ng ating products or service. Another template that you might want to check out, hindi ko pala nabuksan to, yung refund policy template. So normally, may mga makikita ka naman ng mga generators, pero pwede ka tumingin ng mga refund policy na template. No? So, halimbawa, ito. Thank you for shopping at our site. If you're not entirely satisfied with your purchase, we're here to help. You have X days to return an item from the date you receive it. To be eligible for the return, your item must be unused and in the same condition that you receive it. Your item must be in the original packaging. Your item needs to have the receipt of proof of purchase. No? And then, kapag refund, once we receive your item, we will inspect it and notify you that we have received your return item. Ngayon, sa shipping, may nakalagay dito, you will be responsible for paying for your own shipping costs. Although, of course, pag tumitingin tayo ng mga sikat na e-commerce websites like Lazada and Zalora, the returns for any unsatisfied problematic items, ang sumasagot pa rin yung merchants, no? Kaya minsan may mga expectations ang mga buyers ngayon. Sa Lazada nga pa may problem ka dun sa product, papalitan mo, whatever, walang bayad eh. They even arrange a pickup for you. May mga gaganon pa sa'yo, no? Kaya, kung hindi ganun ang policy mo, kailangan i-articulate mo na early on. Kasi, kung ano na yung nakakasanayan ng tao, sometimes they expect that everybody else is doing the same. So, if you are not offering the same type of process for processing returns, then kailangan i-clearly articulate mo siya, no? Para walang problema. Kasi kung gano'n rin lang naman, di padala mo na lang siya ng bago. Kung kaysa naman bayaran mo yung return, tapos papalitan mo rin ng bago, di ba? So, kasama yan sa mga bagay-bagay na fina-factor mo insofar as your cost is concerned. And that is the reason why may benefit minsan yung nagre-register yung user rather than sa wala siyang registration. And maybe may mga sales limits ka na gusto lang i-allow pag sa mga first-time users and subsequent users, especially if they are of high value. Unless talaga na efficient yung process mo in place, like may pick-up system ka, among others, para kung magkaroon ng problema, you will be able to manage the situation. Alright? So let's continue. So another thing that you have to think about is who owns the data that you collect. Okay, so what do you think? Who owns the data that you collect? Diba? If you are a website owner, you collect data of the person buying from you or people subscribing to your mailing list. So who owns the data that you collect? What do you think? You can type your answers using the questions box. And of course, if you have any questions at this time, you can also type your questions using the questions box. So who do you think? Who owns the data that you collect? I'm curious kung sino ang tingin nyo. Okay, so while waiting for your answer, let's continue. For websites, before we answer that question, I'd like to remind you that for websites, it is a must to have a data privacy policy to establish trust with visitors. Kasi required na siya ngayon. The Consumer Protection for E-commerce Guidelines of the Department of Trade and Industry and the National Privacy Commission through the Privacy Manual amplified that you need to have a data privacy policy, whether you post this on your website or elsewhere. But if you have a website, the DTI clearly emphasized that you must have a data privacy policy on your website so that your site visitors will be more or less guided as to how you will be handling their data. So remember, any data gathered from your website, social media channels, emails, events are owned by you. However, temporarily lang siya. Anong ibig sabihin ng temporary? Like halimbawa, I bought an item from you, then you have my information. Of course, you need my information so that you can send me the products that I ordered. You need my information to be included in your sales report, among other things. Pero temporary lang yung ownership na siya. So, kaya siya temporary kasi for as long as we have a relationship only. But the moment the purchase is complete and I told at hindi ko inop na makatanggap ako ng email sa'yo, yung mga newsletter mo, tapos na yung reason why you have to contact me. And in fact, if I even unsubscribe from your mailing list, or I told you not to email me anymore, then hindi mo na rin ako makokontak, no? So Gabriel said, customers, but the level of information needs to be qualified. Is it explicit or implicit? Then you can decide what to do with the data. Um, what is implicit can be based on what is implicit is based on what is indicated under the law, no? Kasi pwedeng sabihin mo na under the law ito yung nakalagay, so pwede mo sabihin na implicit in a sense na assume na siya because that is indicated in the law, or in this case to complete an order. However, yung mas kailangan na explicit, yan yung kung i-share mo yung data niya sa iba, kung may iba ka pang paggagamitan ng data niya, then doon tayo talagang kailangan ng may mas explicit na information pa. Like for example, let's say you join a shopping site and you really like the site and then you love shopping online already. And then you notice that the shopping website kept releasing data as to the shopping behavior of customers from their website. Now, the moment you feel uncomfortable with those reports because you know that you are contributing to that report, then doon ka ngayon magde-decide kung magpa-purchase ka ba sa kanya para magamit niya yung shopping behavior mo. O masama yung data mo sa shopping behavior na pinoprocess ng website na yon in generating reports. And that is the reason, if you notice, a lot of websites, even though they have a lot of data, they refrain from sharing shopping behavior of website users in general on their website. Because apart from them being competitive, there is an element of privacy that people wanted to be comfortable that they can shop whatever they like, and as if it's a private activity for them. The moment a website starts generating reports and do it so frequently about what products and services are popular and how people are buying, including the time they buy, among others, then the moment you are identified with that website, there can be an assumption that that would be your behavior when you engage on that website. So if you have staff, or you work with a freelancer, or you work with a contractor company to handle any parts of your online operations, like handling your customer service, handling email marketing, or doing social media marketing, or processing orders for you, among others. So remember that they cannot keep a copy, sell, or share to others the database of their clients or those of their MSME without explicit and documented consent. Kasi ang premise nga, it is owned by the personal information controller or the person who owns that information. We have a more detailed webinar about the data privacy law. So if you're interested about that, when we share this video, I will be linking to that as well in case you want to learn more about the data privacy law. Pero before that, so please remember na kung ikaw yung nagpo-process, like freelancer ka, you're handling websites, social media marketing ka, you don't own that data at all. No? Kaya mag-ingat tayo sa mga data na pinoprocess natin. And when you end your engagement, let's say you got exposed to the data because it's part of your job. When you end your employment or contract with that client, if you want to be legally safe, make sure that you don't have access to them already, like asking them to change the password. If you have access to Google Docs, remove your access to the Google Docs. Kasi baka mamaya may mangyari doon. Tapos, ikaw naman, baka kakaayos mo ng mga Google Docs mo, accidentally na-open mo yung isang worksheet na nakashare sa'yo, mapagbintangan ka pa na kinakopy mo pa rin yung data or chine-check mo yung data. So, to avoid of any unfair accusations or unfair impressions, make sure that the moment you are finished with that engagement, even your previous employer, kailangan wala ka ng access. Okay? Ganun din sa mga companies. Let's say you have a website and then you hired a freelancer to do customer relationship management for you, and then you end the engagement with that employee or with that freelancer. And then later on, nalaman mo na ano pala yung data mo, parang na-share sa iba. Pero what you only have is speculation that this person did it kasi parang siguro one or two contractors mo ang may access dun sa data. Now, let's say for the sake of discussion, talaga na pinpoint mo kung sino. Although pwede mo siyang gawing liable dahil na-misuse niya yung information. Pero pwede niya kasi sabihin, ay sorry, I accidentally open it lang kasi di ko alam kung ano yung document. Yung pala yun, akala ko wala na akong access dun. Pwedeng lumusot yun kasi you as the owner of the data, if you are the owner of the website, it is your primary responsibility to protect that data. So if people should not have access to it anymore because they left your establishment, it is your obligation to remove their access. Kasi parang ano yan parang sabi mo wala na sila pero sinishare mo pa rin yung copy ng database mo, nakashare pa rin yung Google Docs mo, may access pa rin sila sa website mo, hindi mo pinapalitan yung password, then ikaw na may kasalanan nun. May negligence ka na nun. Hindi mo na basta-basta mapapass on yung liability mo to another person because it is your obligation to protect that information to begin with. No? Another thing that you have to think about is the process that you follow in handling consumer complaints. So, halimbawa kayo, nag-sell kayo online and then nagkaroon ng problem yung customer nyo. Do you have a process of how you're going to handle consumer complaints? Like, for example, madalas na nako-complain yung mga courier providers. Ang nako-complain sa kanila yung mga sellers like, nagpa-deliver ako, 3 araw na, 1 week na, hindi pa nagde-deliver, nagpa-follow up ka. And sometimes, it reaches the point that you're not satisfied. Kailangan mo nang kontakin yung owner. Like in my case, I have experienced that normally, I would follow the normal process first. Pero pag hindi ako na-satisfied dun sa normal process, maghahanap ka na talaga ng kakilala. Like yung naging problem ko dun sa double booking ko sa Cebu Pacific, nag-book na ako for a flight and then nakalimutan ko na nag-book na ako. So I log into my Cebu Pacific account and then book another flight. Nung ma-realize ko na nag-doble yung ticket ko, I called and then said, can you cancel my other ticket? Kasi nag-doble yung nabili ko. Sabi, di raw pwede i-cancel. Sabi ko, bakit hindi nyo pwede i-cancel? Naka-log in ako nung nag-purchase ako. Dapat, nakita nyo na I've already booked on that flight. Dapat i-warn nyo ko that I've already bought a ticket under my name. Kasi di ba parang ang labo naman na you will allow a person to buy a ticket na dalawang beses siyang bibili ng ticket ng same name niya. Isa lang naman siyang tao. Ano to? Parang bus. Gagamitin mo yung katabing seat kasi maglalagay ka ng gamit. Hindi naman pwede sa aeroplano yun, di ba? Merong talagang paglalagyan o binayaran mo yung kabilang seat kasi matutulog ka. Wala namang ganun, di ba? So, um, I did not receive a favorable answer through customer service. So, wala akong choice. I had to start contacting people. I had to blog about it. So, eventually, after parang nag-give up na nga ako eh. Kaya binlog ko na lang siya para parang gumawa ako ng blog post na feature request na ni-request ko na itong feature na to dapat i-fix nila. And fortunately, mukhang ano naman, na-fix na, ang ginawa nila, they contacted me and finix nila yung problem. No? At ayun, na-cancel yung double booking tapos kinredit nila yon pabalik dun sa flight ko. Kasi there was a time I was traveling to Cebu and Davao every month because of our e-commerce classes. Kaya talagang anong-ano ako sa kanya na nangyari yon. I'm thinking kung saan ko nilagay yung aking Cebu Pacific na article. Dito pa siya nakalagay or did I put it elsewhere? Saan ko ba siya nilagay? I think dito eh. Pero ang nakalagay dito ngayon yung aking PayPal na experience. No, tiga, tingnan ko lang Parang, etong PayPal and credit card charge dispute, nagka-problem din ako dyan. Na, ano naman, mukhang na-resolve naman, pero hindi resolve na nabalik yung chargeback. Pero, nawala yung lift dun sa account. No? Nandito siya. Ito, feature request. Yan yung na-experience ko sa Cebu Pacific. Kaya kung tutusin, okay din na nagbo-vlog ka. Pero ang suggestion ko, kung magbo-vlog kayo na magko-complain kayo, huwag kayo nang aaway. Yung parang tipong, ano lang, nagko-call ka lang na attention. Kaya dito ginawa ko feature request eh. Kasi di ko naman pwede sabing awayin kita, di na ako sasakay sa'yo. Malabo naman yun, di ba? So, I had to, na sabihin ko na kailangan i-detect nila yung double booking, no? So, pero naayos na to. So nakatulong din siya one way or the other. Alright? So, ang point dito is that kailangan ang companies merong process sa pag-handle ng consumer complaints. Pero kung hindi nila mapaprocess yung consumer complaints from a point of view na mareresolve nila yung complaint, parang sayang dun sa pagkakaroon ng process. So remember, merchants are required to set up their own internal complaint handling system. Huwag kang maglalabas ng isang e-commerce website nang wala kang internal complaint handling system. Kailangan may process kang sinusunod. Hindi yung 1 week na, 2 weeks na nagko-complain yung person, wala pa rin. O kaya hingi ka pa ng formal letter, kailangan padala sa'yo bago ka mag-ano. Online na ngayon yung mga tao. The moment you make it complicated yung complaint handling system mo, dadali na kagad nila sa Facebook yan at dun sila magra-rant. Tapos kung small time seller ka, sa Facebook ka lang nagbebenta, sasabihin pa nila scammer ka, no? Kaya important na we need to have an internal complaint handling system in place. But also, please remember that even with the complaint handling system in place, your consumers can seek legal redress, no, and can still elevate their complaints to the concerned government agency. So, ibig sabihin, pag hindi sila na-satisfied dun sa handling mo, pwede talaga nilang i-elevate yung complaint sa government and fight you out, no? Especially if they believe na talagang tama sila. Okay? So, before we continue, pag-usapan din natin yung ating privacy template. Hindi natin ito na pag-anuhan kanina. No? So, if you want to access this privacy template, I'm gonna share the link to you. So, ano ba dapat yung laman ng isang privacy manual o privacy policy template for a website? So, yan, yung paano mo kinokollect yung information, right? Log data, especially if you are using Google Analytics and other analytics software that one way or the other is logging data. Communications like how are you going to use this data? Like, papadala mo ba siya ng newsletter? Gagamitin mo ba yung data nila for retargeting? Gagawa ka ba ng custom audience sa Facebook para makapag-generate ng mga lookalike audience and for retargeting? So, at pakakakita sila ng ads. So, yun. Pwede mong i-indicate dyan. Cookies, like any unique identifiers that gets added on their website. So if you're using Google Analytics, more or less meron kang cookies. Kasi si Google Analytics, naglalagay siya ng cookie sa website at ang lifespan ng cookie na yun, if I'm not mistaken, parang 30 days yata. So ganun din yung mga AdWords, Facebook ads. Kaya kung ayaw nyo ng nalalagyan kayo ng mga privacy tracking o mga tracking cookies, pwede kayong gumamit ng Brave browser. So, yung Brave browser, ano siya, nagbo-block siya ng ads and trackers. So, kung talagang desidido kayo na ayaw nyo natatrack kayo, that can be one way of doing it. No? And ganoon din sa mga users mo, pwede mong ilagay yan sa privacy policy mo na if the user doesn't want to be tracked, what have you, i-recommend mo na lang na gumamit sila ng anti-tracking na browser para automatic, hindi sila mako-cover. At least give them a solution. In fact, mas genuine ka pa nun kasi pinapakita mo talaga na concern ka sa kanila kung ayaw nila kamong natatrack sila. No? Okay? So, that can be one way of doing it. Now, another thing, yung security. So, security of information is very important. That is why kapag yung website mo nagko-collect ng information, you are being encouraged to add SSL. So, lahat ng mga courses sites namin, halos lahat ng websites ko right now, walang SSL kasi wala naman kaming kino-collect talagang information, no? Kaya nga yung mga free courses namin, wala na kami hinihinging registration kasi para wala na kami i-collect na information. Although dapat nagko-collect kami, pero parang feeling ko, wag na lang para we make it less complicated for us. Although napapansin ko may mga tao pa rin na nag-register, pero kung tutusin, registration is not necessary anymore. Although si WordPress, meron siyang built-in na parang encryption sa process niya. Pero para talagang mas secure pa, yun, kailangan i-require tayo na gumamit ng SSL. No? So, again, if you need to use SSL, you can go to webranger.io and sign up so you can add tracking. You can add your website para magamit niyo yung tracking features niya. Although kung naka-free subscription ka, you have to manually track it. Pero one of the things that you can do also is pwede kang magkaroon ng free SSL dun sa website mo. Yun nga lang, every 3 months lang siya. So, kailangan parang nagre-renew ka para magamit mo yung SSL. Kasi yung SSL kasi good lang siya for 3 months eh. Yun lang yung hassle kapag gumagamit sa kanya. Pero on our case, for our patrons, we provide yung ganitong service ng free. So we track them na kapag pati yung renewal. So if you need help on that, you can also contact us in that regard. No? So yan, yung sa security. And then, of course, kung meron ka mga changes sa privacy policy, you have to inform people. But remember also na yung sa privacy, kailangan meron kang naka-declare na point of contact para kung merong complaints insofar as your privacy policy or how if the data of your customers were mishandled in any way, kailangan may clear contact kung kanino magko-complain. Otherwise, yung website owner ang directly nakokontakin lagi. So kung ayaw maano ni website owner na siya yung diretsong kinokontak lagi sa mga concerns, then having a point of contact can also help. All right? So, if there are questions at this time, kindly post your questions online and we will answer them. So, while waiting for your questions, after today, we're going to be back on February 15 to talk about customer relationship management, and then we're going to have e-commerce site management. Kasi we'll be away on Monday to Wednesday for an Australia-ASEAN conference. So we'll be back on February 15 and 16. And then afterwards, we'll be out from the 18 to the 26 for a conference sa US. Pero kaya ang balik na namin, February 27, we'll be continuing our series on search engine advertising. And then we'll try to complete as much as we could for March. Medyo may konting gap din sa March kasi merong um, last mile fulfillment conference naman sa Singapore that we have to attend to. Pero as you can see, as much as possible, we'll try to cover as much as we could on or before March 26. So possible ba na magkaroon pa na adjustments yan? Well, mahirap mag-guarantee. So possible, pero we'll try to complete as much as we could right away. So if you have questions, please type your questions now and we will answer them.